Yeah, we're just gonna drop some smooth.
Before we get copyright stricken.
Yeah, just a little bit taste of it.
All right. Welcome to a lovely Friday evening. Your host,
Hot.
Steven.
Coming in hot. What's up? And I'm Pete, aka Random Styles.
And this is Digital Cortex.
That's right.
Your weekly dose of random whatever's on our thoughts and whatever bubbly's going down our throats at the time.
Right.
Today, it's a fine brewed Angry Orchard.
Yeah. This
It's apple juice with alcohol.
You turned me on to this cider stuff, man. I
like ciders.
I've always saw Angry Orchard. I think I remember the stupid commercials with the tree and everything. But I never thought of actually drinking it. I don't know why. It never even popped in my head, like, let me try this. And then I knew you were into it. You're like, yeah, give me a cider. I think, when we went to the comedy club, you're like, yeah, let me get some ciders.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let me try this shit. And, dude, it's good. It's apple juice. It's sweet. It gets you fucked up if you drink enough. Like,
yeah. And it don't taste terrible, you know?
Yeah, no, it tastes awesome.
Yeah.
It makes me want to make my own cider now. I don't know how I would do that. I got to look into that.
I'm sure you can figure it out. I'm sure it's not as hard as it seems.
No.
I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's probably doable.
You probably need a lot of apples. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
What'd you think? How many apples would it take to make one bottle?
One bottle?
Just one. Because how many apples does it take to make like a whole pitcher of apple juice, you know? Like,
I don't know. I've never done that before.
It have to be like a whole basket. Like, it'd be like 20 or 30 apples to get juice.
Not just for one bottle.
Have you ever juiced anything?
Yeah, I've juiced things. I used to have a juicer.
Yeah. When you juice, you barely get like
That's true.
Yeah, you get a little bit. So, I mean, just imagine a whole bottle.
I would say maybe like 6 apples.
You think 6? I think 6 would give you like half a bottle, dude. It's probably a dozen apples,
now
dude.
I gotta like.
Now you want to Google it? You want to ask fucking Siri
now I'm like, how many?
Alexa or Hey Google. Hey Google, how many apples does it take to make a 12-ounce apple juice?
I understood. How many apples does it take to make a 12 ounces apple juice? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. She asked me if that was right.
Yeah.
Let's see what she says. She's calculating. I think
She went dark.
We fucked her up.
Yeah. Hey Google, how many apples to make a cup of apple juice?
Yeah, probably cup is better.
On the website thekitchen.com, they say 3 medium-sized apples yield 1 cup of juice.
8 ounces?
Do you want a little more context?
I think 8 ounces in a cup. So it'd be 16. So then, yeah, I was about right.
1 pound is 16 ounces.
No. Thanks, Google. You can shut up now.
Google, get out of here.
Okay.
Okay, so they're saying 3 apples for a cup of apple juice.
Yeah, and it's 8 ounces to a cup, right?
Yeah, and this is a 12-ounce bottle. So I guess 6 apples.
Yeah.
6 apples should suffice, but I don't know what is the whole...
I'm sure there's more to it.
The process, because when you look at the ingredients...
They added stuff in here too. So
it's like fermented, right? I mean, they got to ferment the apples. So how many... I mean, does it...
I don't even think they show ingredients on the back of this.
I thought I read it on somewhere. On one of the bottles, it said...
Oh, wait, here it is. It's on the other side. So it's hard cider. Well, that's very helpful.
Yeah.
Water, cane sugar, apple juice from concentrate, malic acid, honey, natural flavor, carbon dioxide, and sulfates to preserve freshness. Why do they have to write the T onto to preserve? Like, so weird, those
sulfates to preserve freshness?
Yeah, but look at the way the T is written.
I don't know. My T is fine on my bottle.
Really? Mine looks weird. Looks kind of weird to me.
I think you're just tripping, dude.
Am I?
Yeah.
It looks like a sword.
Yeah, you're starting to see things, dude. It looks like a T to me.
It looks, but why is it so much higher than the O next to it? That's what I'm saying. Or is there something? Oh, that's a comma. That's a comma for concentrate on top of the T. Do you see that?
No.
All right, we got to stop talking about things only I can see then. Because it had the words listed above it, then there's a comma for concentrate, and then under that are the next words. Mm-hmm. And so the comma for concentrate is lining up perfectly to make it look like the T has a cross through it.
Oh, it does look like a cross.
Right.
Okay.
But the T should stop as a capital T.
Maybe they did it on purpose.
I don't think so.
I think they did.
You think so?
I think it's a religious cross that they just worked in there. That's not an accident, dude. Yet they have people that work on these labels and designs, dude. Someone was like, put a cross on there. I want you to put the comma right above the T so it makes a cross.
Line it up perfectly.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy now.
No, I don't think so.
Who is this company, Angry Orchard, dude?
I don't know, but I know they're not happy.
We'll do some research and we'll figure this out.
They're probably angry. Get it? 'Cause that's the company name.
Does he look angry? Do you think the tree looks angry?
On Angry Orchard Bono?
He looks constipated, if anything.
I think he does look a little upset about something. Like he's like, "What the fuck are you looking at me for?"
But it's Angry Orchard. Wouldn't you think there would be more anger in his look? He just kind of
maybe he's upset because someone bit like a giant chunk out of the one apple he has on his tree left.
I mean, he's not a very good-looking tree. He's got no leaves.
He's old, man. He's old.
But I don't know if I see really anger. Maybe they didn't want to make it too angry. Maybe that was a whole marketing thing. That don't make it too angry.
He's holding his anger back.
Yeah, you're supposed. It's just implied anger.
Yeah, he's not. He's more not furious.
It's more of a stare.
Yeah, so it's like different levels of anger for him.
Yeah, this is mild anger.
Yeah.
I would say it's not that angry. Although he should be more angry if his tree is. I mean, he's pretty fucked up. Who jumped up and bit that apple? Anyways, it's pretty high off the ground.
It is pretty high up there.
Yeah, wouldn't they just pull the apple off?
They probably got a ladder just to fuck with the tree, and they're like, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're a tree. You gonna jump out of the ground and smack me? No, I'm not gonna bite your apple, asshole."
Yeah. You know, they put a lot of. Dang, you got violent at the end.
It wasn't me, man. I was just portraying
you're feeding
the part.
off the energy of the tree.
Oh man, maybe that's what this does to you. Maybe that's why it's Angry Orchard.
Makes you angry, you think?
Yeah. Like it's Boston. It's like, from like Goodwill Hunting. How you like them apples? And you're about to fight someone.
Yeah, he does. Do you think he likes his own apples?
The tree?
Maybe he's angry that he makes apples.
Like he'd rather be an orange tree or something?
He'd rather not be an apple tree. He's like, fucking apples.
Because it's like upstate New York. He'd rather be like a Florida orange.
I think he'd just rather be like an oak tree or something. Like
he doesn't want fruit at all.
Yeah, he doesn't want to bear fruit. Oh. He's not a bitch. I'm just kidding. No, I don't know.
I think we're putting too much thought into this
See,
tree.
That's what happens when you smoke before you start.
Yeah,
you go down rabbit holes.
You get down a lot of rabbit holes, bottle holes here.
Yeah. We might need some more Angry Orchard.
So tell me, did you finally finish Moon Knight?
I'm on episode.
So that's a no. That's just a no.
Yeah, I said no. I'm on episode his alter ego Stephen Grant falls off the fucking boat into the sands of time and freezes. I remember that, and then I think that's the last episode I watched when that happened. So
I just can't believe you haven't caught. So I'm guessing you probably even haven't watched Obi-Wan yet.
Well, no, dude. I got into Stranger Things. I'm on episode 4 of Stranger Things.
Oh, the new season.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
Haha. See, this is what happens, dude.
I'm on more important things, man. Star Wars, Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor, Darth Vader.
You mean
Come on.
More important than the number one show on Netflix?
I'm talking about the number one show on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I mean, number one on Disney Plus. I mean, it doesn't really have that much TV, But yeah, no, dude, it's pretty good so far. Stranger Things. I'm not gonna,
let's not spoil that one yet.
No
because
spoilers.
I have watched. I don't think I watched season 3 because Crystal's never been into it. So
you got to watch season 3 then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't even know what the hell's going on.
No.
Yeah, it'll be fucking mind
I didn't
fuck.
plan on jumping straight into season 4
Okay,
anyway.
good. Don't do that.
Yeah, no. And they just released The Boys again.
I'll say
Boys
this.
is out now.
I know. Actually, I saw The Boys are back in town. I saw like a news article that said The Boys are back in town.
We're getting a lot of TV right now, and then we're coming up in June with a lot of movies.
There's too much TV.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of content right now.
I can't keep up with all the goddamn TV.
I just finished the Halo series on Paramount Plus.
Did you like it?
I fucking did my boy dirty, bro.
Oh man,
they did Master Chief so hard.
Is that you just spoiled it, dude?
I didn't need to spoil it to tell you that a big production company fucked Master Chief in the ass. That's all I'm saying.
That's a spoiler, I think. I didn't think anybody thought about gay sex.
Let me put it in a different perspective. If you are a fan of the video games,
it doesn't have to be gay,
and you enjoy the video game storyline, don't expect this TV show to honor you with that storyline.
You know what? To be honest, I'll tell you right now, I can't even remember the damn storyline of Halo. Like the full on from...
Like, it's not even the storyline, but the character himself. Like, you know who Master Chief is. You know how he talks. You know how he takes action and shit. Like,
okay.
That's what you know.
Okay, let's say this. Did it leave you the impression they're going to do more?
I think they're definitely going to do more.
Okay.
And I would say, from the other hand of it, if you went in not knowing anything about Halo...
Did it help?
And you watched this as a sci-fi show?
Yeah.
Then I think definitely there might have been some interest in it.
Okay.
Like, I could see people being like, okay, I'm interested in where this story goes.
You think it would make them interested in the video game?
Maybe. I mean, there was some cool scenes in it. At the last episode, there's like a battle scene where they do first-person perspectives and they have like the HUD, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so it's almost like it's
like
seeing the action
is
from
it like
the video
Iron
game.
Man style where you're in the mask and you can see...
Right, but you're not seeing their face. You're seeing what they see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Iron
so you're
Man
seeing
style.
like the battlefield of all. You
where
see
he's looking around and he's talking to, the dude. What is his name?
But unlike where they're showing, Tony Stark's face on it, you're not seeing the actor. You're seeing just their perspective.
They do that just because it's Robert Downey Jr. and you're paying him.
They show that to show the emotion of the person under the
Dude, do you know
helmet.
what they paid him on the last Avengers, dude?
Oh, like a fucking crap ton of money that he'll never be able to spend in his whole lifetime.
It was like $79 million or something like that for Endgame.
That's probably just to be in it.
You know,
we're not even talking royalties.
How about this? Guess what he got paid on the first Iron Man?
Like nothing, right?
See if you can guess that.
I don't know.
What would your guess be if you had to guess? Because I watched this clip of his movies, like as he was getting paid in Disney, and it's crazy. I don't even remember all the numbers.
Just tell me. I remember the first. I don't want to guess.
Yeah, guess, dude. Come on, man.
Is it under $1 million?
Is that your guess? Just guess. Give me a number.
I don't know, like $5 million.
$5 million? Okay. No. It was $500,000.
$500,000.
Yeah, for the first Iron Man thing.
What was the budget for that movie?
Oh, I don't even know, dude. I only saw the clip was just how every movie that he did, he was progressively getting more and more and more until he finally got to Endgame, where he got $79 million for that one damn movie, dude. But yeah, I think, studios, they started out with just giving, at the time, Robert Downey had his problems. He wasn't doing huge blockbuster movies at the time. No. They were kind of taking a chance on him, I think.
Yeah, because he had just bounced back from rehab and stuff. Yeah. He had done very few things before landing that role. Like he did that Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Val Kilmer.
Yeah, he's still a great actor, but they didn't know how he was going to be received and all this, and so I think that first contract definitely reflects that. But then the second Iron Man, now he's in the millions. The third Iron Man, he's already at 10 million or 12 million or something. And then they showed just the Avengers and the What was he in Winter? Was he not in Winter Soldier? He was in the other one, Civil War.
Civil War.
Yeah, and they
Captain
show it.
America,
Yeah, they
Civil
just
War.
showed they went boom, 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 and they just kept getting more.
That's
and more
not to
and
mention
more.
like other cameo things like he did like in the Spider-Man movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think some of that's built into his contract. Like he'll do this smaller part in other movies with this, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't know contracts that well because I'm not a actor. But anyways, it was just kind of interesting to see what he started at and what he ended at. I was like, dang, he got paid. But I mean, that movie just did ridiculous numbers worldwide. I mean, how many, did you go to see the movie multiple times?
Which one? The
Endgame. Yeah.
In theaters?
I knew people that
I think
went.
I only saw it one time in theater, but I've seen that movie multiple times outside of theaters.
Yeah,
So
but I'm just on
probably
theaters.
like
You know
2 or
how
3.
you would go back to the theater and watch? Like, did you go back and watch
I don't think
Avatar?
I've ever done that.
Really? You haven't? You weren't that kind of movie enthusiast? Film
I didn't have that kind
student?
of money, man.
You went to an art school?
I didn't have that kind of money.
What kind of money? $7 for a matinee?
I went to a private art school in the middle of downtown San Francisco. You know how
Yeah.
expensive it was just to live?
Yeah, man. Shoot, I would have gave up food to go watch another Endgame. You know, like no, like So you never been that type that would go to a
I'm trying to think if there's any movies I really did
Avatar?
watch. You know what? I did watch The Dark Knight twice.
at the theater?
Because I watched it once in a regular theater.
Yeah.
And then me and my friends all got excited because that movie stayed in theaters forever.
Yeah.
And we went to go to an IMAX theater to watch it in IMAX.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the first times I saw something in IMAX.
Yeah, IMAX was definitely, you had to like, okay, this is a different experience. I want to experience this. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
IMAX.
But tickets were not $7 when I was watching movies in college. Tickets, I think, this was like 2010, and a student discount was like $12 or $13, I think.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, I think right now you can go to a matinee for $9.
Well, here in this state, I'm talking about
California's always
San
been more.
Francisco.
Yeah, especially San Francisco, which is what, the most expensive place to live.
In California, I think so, yeah.
No, I think overall in the country.
General.
Yeah, I think
It's more expensive than New York.
yeah. I think for a while it was number one.
Because I've always seen, like, those videos on YouTube. It's like,
It's New York.
this is what $5,000 gets you in New York, and it's like a dingy studio apartment.
Yeah, it's a closet.
Yeah.
Somewhere. But yeah, no, San Francisco. Yeah, it's up there, dude. It was number one for a while. Most expensive places to live.
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, you were there, man.
Yeah, it was expensive. I remember. I told you. I can barely, I had a food plan for school, and they gave us a little bit of money on the school ID that you can use at. They partnered with specific like restaurants and
Around the
stores
area.
and that in around downtown. So there was like one or two like Subways that we could go to, and they would take our ID as
Subway,
payment.
like the restaurant, or
The
Subway?
restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They don't have Subways in San Francisco, right?
They
do
do
the
have
trolleys?
a Subway station. It's called BART, so it's the Bay Area Rapid Transport.
Oh, and it's underground and everything?
They have it goes underground.
okay.
It actually goes from San Francisco to Oakland, so it goes underneath the ocean.
Nice. So
Yeah.
they built a tunnel in the ocean. Mm-hmm. It's not under or is it under in the dirt, or is
It's
it
under the
through?
water.
Is it through the water?
I think it's got to be on like the sea floor.
You think it's on the seafloor?
Well, I mean, they're not suspending it. Well, I mean, if they do,
I mean,
they're
they could go
suspending it
under though.
high
like-
enough. I don't know. Like, I know I've ridden it, and I know when we
See-
go under because you lose service.
Yeah, it's definitely under the water. We know that. I don't know. These are just like things I would think of. Like
But they
I
do
go
have
deep
it
into
also.
things.
This the transit goes not only underground, but when you're going because I believe it does go more south, and so when you're taking it to go to those southern cities out of San Francisco, it'll come out from underground and it'll be above ground. It'll go like in the middle of the freeway.
Oh, nice.
So you'll have like the divider on the freeway. Well, there's just a train right there. It's now you're on that train.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was cool. I mean, you could take the BART.
To like
from-
San Jose or something.
I think it goes San Jose.
All right.
It might. But
What
I
else-
know
what
we
else
always
is up
took it
there?
in from the airport.
Santa Clara.
So you can get off your plane and go straight to the BART from the airport, and then you could take that directly into the city, which is
That-
what I always did.
That's smart. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect. That's how
That's what Phoenix is trying to do
they should have done that already.
with their little trolley thing, and then they're extending that
I
light
don't know
rail.
why. I mean, the light rail never came out west.
Well, they're trying to make it go to the airport now. That's all that construction has been for.
Yeah, this should have been like in some kind of early phases, right? I mean, it makes the most sense. You want people, you can funnel them straight to downtown where
That's
the
the
action
idea.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen how much?
See, the problem is like that's public transportation, right? But
Yeah,
this
we're
city
behind.
was not designed for public transportation. This city was designed for cars. We have so many parking lots in this city, which is one of the reasons like we create a lot of heat zones. I was reading about this.
Yeah.
Because like we have all these parking lots and all of our buildings are square. They're set off from the sidewalk quite a bit.
Yeah.
So there is like the entire city was made against the idea of shade. And so that's why they're doing that initiative to like plant a bunch of trees right now.
Yeah.
Because you plant the trees, you create the shade, and you create the shade, it cools down.
Well, they might not have built it for public transportation or subways, but they have the room for it. And everything, that's why we have so many companies over here testing their autonomous cars, because we're a grid. Dude, you could literally take one street from one side of town all the way to the other.
That's one of the things I like about it was that like it's so easy to know where you're going in there on this area because it's all a grid.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you have to know what northeast, south, and west is.
Yeah.
Like I try to talk to Crystal about this. I'm like, well, is it on the northwest side of 35th and Southern?
She's like, how would I know that?
I don't know what that means. It's over there. It's on that. It's on that. It's like, what is that? Like, what? Can you give me landmarks at least?
Yeah, I think some people just have a better sense of direction than others. You know, like I have a really good sense of direction. Like we'll be in the building that I'm in, and people will be like, yeah, the north side, and they'll point like west, and I'm like, dude, where you know this is north, right?
See, here's what I don't
like,
get
that's
too.
all. That's a sense of direct. Like you have to know at all points like where you are in ratio to north, south, east, west. You know, like.
But like it's so easy sometimes. We were in California, and we were up in like northern central area of California, and we're driving away from this landmark. We're on the beach, right? And we're driving back to Crystal's family's house. And so she sees the ocean on the left of us.
Yeah.
And we're talking, and I'm like, and she's like, so this, if we keep going this way, this road takes us to LA, all the way to LA? And I'm like, no, that was in the opposite direction. If we keep going straight now, we're going to go to San Francisco. And she's like, I'm so confused. I'm like, it's because that's north. That's north of us. We're going north.
Yeah, if the ocean's on
How
your
do you know
left.
you were going north?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Crystal, there's an ocean right there.
That's the end.
That's. Have you looked at the map of the U.S.? There's a giant ocean on the left side.
Yeah.
Left side is west. We're going north.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, see,
I'm like,
land.
how do you not get it?
The land eventually ends and hits water. We're on the edge of that land that is touching water. The land and the water can only be on one side of you, and it's always going to be on.
It's like at a certain point you're
the
speaking
west
to a
side.
child, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're trying to explain it to like a 6-year-old.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to go back to sense of direction. Like if you have a sense of direction, it makes sense.
Yeah.
To you, it makes perfect sense. The water's right here. I have to be going north if the water is on my left. If the water is on my right, then I'm going south. Like you just instinctively
like you
know
know.
that. You instinctively know that. Unless you're on an island, then it gets tricky, dude. You're like, well, I don't know. Like,
I don't know where I'm at.
I could literally be going north, east, west, like,
like on a peninsula.
circular. Yeah.
But I mean, like, if you know in relation to where we are, like, how do you get? It's like,
Yeah.
what happens if you get kidnapped? You're not gonna know how to find your way home.
No, there will be no
Yeah.
redemption
Goodbye.
story. Yeah.
Not gonna see you again. Why? Because you couldn't read a map.
I didn't know there was a pull tab in the trunk. You know, there's like
Yes.
that tab that like if you get stuck in the trunk,
It
you
like
can pull
glows
it.
in the dark and it says pool here.
Yeah, pull it.
What were you looking at in there? I don't know.
I didn't know that was gonna open it. I thought it was like pull it down if you're trying to get up. Yeah, I don't know. I think some of that stuff is just instinct. Some people have better instincts with, you know, direction. Some people have no instinct whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the things that we're just given. You know, I don't know if you can teach somebody sense of direction. Can you really? I mean, you can teach them north, south, east, west, but can you really give them that sense of direction? Like, will they ever? I mean, they should. If you're a logical person, okay, the avenues go this way, the streets go this way. If I'm on a street, you know, it's got to be either this or that. You know, like I guess you could logically break it down, and if you're a logical person, you'll get it. But I don't know. It's tough, man. I don't think you could really give a person a sense of direction.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you mean, but I don't know. At least, and then you think about like the generation too. Like, you know, back in the day, you wanted to go take a trip somewhere. What did you do?
You had to use a map, dude.
Use a map. Like,
Yeah.
even if you still had like the internet, you know, you go to mapquest.com, you print out the directions, and you pay attention to the street signs when they come up.
Oh yeah, and you still get lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
remember
now
those
we
days.
have like, you know, you can just plug your phone into any modern car and
You're like,
your
recenter,
Google Maps is like right
recenter
there.
me. I'm
Right.
like, you know, when you start like zooming in and out on stuff, and you're like, recenter. I want to know where
And
I'm
then
going.
she'll always use like she has her compass stuck in the north position.
What? How did you
Yeah.
get stuck in north?
It's like, you know, you can press the compass and it'll show you like relative to what you're looking at.
Oh, if you tap on it.
Yeah, and she's like, well, don't mess with it because I'm used to it like this. I'm like, but you don't even know what north is.
Don't mess with that. I like when it's pointing straight this way. You're not even using the compass.
You're not using it right.
You're not using it for what it's for. You're just.
Have you learned?
Is this just decorations? Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know, man. The generations growing up, dude. They're not. I mean, are they gonna even know what a compass is? I mean, it's just gonna be like a artifact.
That's like the shit that they gotta teach you in school. You know, like
Yeah, but it's just gonna be like oh yeah, I'll never use this, but whatever. You know, they're not gonna retain it. You know, like they might talk about a fisherman or a pirate or something, and yeah, they used to use compasses. And you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird,
well,
but
then
okay.
I guess that's what we gotta start enrolling kids in scouts.
Dude, I think they don't.
Send them camping.
I don't even think they have the Boy Scouts anymore.
They don't even
dude.
do that shit anymore.
Nah,
I know they
dude.
got Girl Scouts. What do they do in Girl Scouts?
Sell cookies, dude. That's all they
That's
do.
it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're good.
You
but-
bought a lot of cookies, dude.
That one time?
Yeah, you guys went- you went
well,
in.
you know, I think Crystal was like feeling bad and
You're
like,
like, no, I like to support.
and
You
like
know, that's what I do.
yeah.
No, they were good.
I made that little girl's day. She's
Yeah.
sitting on the corner in this neighborhood. It was like no traffic. The whole cookie stand set up, sitting there with her mom, and she's like all the cookies. And I get out of my car and I'm like, how much are the cookies? And she's like, I think she said it was like $6 each or something for a box. And I'm like, all right, let me have one of each box. And she was like, one of each box? And it like made her day. She didn't even know how to start.
Yeah, her brain was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the like mind exploding emoji, dude. She was like, what? Because nobody ever asked for that.
Right.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And then all those cookies were good too. I'll give
they
it
make
to
good
them.
cookies.
I'll give it to them. They stepped up their game. I think I took a break for like a year or two, because just like I didn't run into them. You know how if you just don't see them, you don't buy any.
Right.
You know, like I usually don't think about it unless I see them and then I buy some. Or they used to like.
We used to like go to your house.
Yeah, they would do the door
I
to
don't
door
think
thing.
I've had a Girl Scout show up in my house in like
I don't think they're able
years.
to do certain things now. I think they're like restricted because, like I said, dude, the Boy Scouts, I'm pretty sure got shut down because they had like a whole molestation, like fucking.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there was
You know
like.
what I was just reading is like I think it was like 70 or 80% of astronauts all started off as Boy Scouts,
I think it's a valuable.
and it was like 90% of the ones that actually stepped on the moon were Boy Scouts.
Yeah, because it was like a large percent of kids were doing it. And I think that anytime you're involved with kids, you got predators. You got these people that want to get close to them, you know. It happens in organized sports, you know, baseball and, you know, all these sports where coaches are involved, and then you got the priests and shit, you know, like it just seems like any of these things where kids are involved, there's the weirdos that want to get close to them, you know. So
That's
I think
scary shit, man.
it is, especially when you have kids. You're like, fuck, man, it's like danger everywhere. You're just trying to like make sure they don't get touched by some fucking person and fuck them up for the rest of their life, dude. You know, like it just fucks them up. So it's like my number one job is to like not make sure this doesn't happen, you know, like that's it. And it's just like
I'll never understand what goes through a person's mind like that.
Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to understand. I don't think anybody is supposed to. I don't even think they understand why they, you know. But anyways, that just made me think of that when you said that. But anyways, when I was talking about the grid, about Phoenix, I think that they have the room, because they're making the room right now. I mean, that's what they're trying to do downtown, is like make it more, because it's all messed up right now. They got construction going on everywhere, dude.
For the light rail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they want to do, is they're investing more into the public transportation, and they're investing more into trying to limit the heat in the area. Because one of the things, I guess, that happens is the asphalt out here, it's just soak up the heat and it radiates that heat back into the air.
It makes it hotter.
And that's what
Concrete.
creates that feeling of a dry heat, like you're in an oven.
Can we paint concrete or something?
They have been like, there's
reflective
certain things that they could do to like put some type of material on the road. I was reading about that, but one of the big things is trees. Like just a little bit of shade.
Yeah, natural
does so much,
because it sucks up the sun already. I mean, that's food for the plant, so it automatically is attracted to sunlight. It'll keep growing. Just keep watering it. It gives shade to whatever is under it. It cools, so that's already a cooling effect. So the ground's not so hot. And yeah, I mean, if you think about, like, you just keep zooming out from the city, every area that the sun is hitting is radiating and causing more heat, so it's hotter.
But then that's also what contributes to, I guess, a lot of other issues. There's always something with it, but I guess like you look at like a heat map of Phoenix, and to see where the hottest areas of Phoenix are, it correlates with the lowest income communities as well, because a lot of them rent and they can't afford to maintain the trees and stuff in their areas.
I thought you were gonna go a different way, is like if you're gonna have more trees, you need more water, and that's another fucking problem.
Well, that's what correlates to it.
Yeah.
So like they think about it as like, do we want a bigger, water bill? Because that's what it's gonna do to me.
I mean,
if
these big trees
have
need
to
a lot
take
of
care
water.
of the trees. But they get like electrical incentives, I guess, too. Is if you plant the trees in certain directions of the house.
Throw solar on all those big ass buildings.
Yeah. But then again, some of the people that could take advantage of it, they rent, so they really can't because they're not homeowners.
APS is doing that, though. They'll reach out to you and ask you if they can put solar panels on your house, and they'll do everything for you.
Yeah, but it's getting those incentives. You have to go to the homeowner. So a lot of the lower income communities, they rent, so they don't have any say in it.
Yeah, I mean, but if they contact the fucking whatever.
But what if the homeowner is not even a homeowner? It's owned by
a company or something. Yeah, if they reach out to them, they'd be like, yeah, do it.
Because they're not the ones paying for the electricity. They're making the renters do it.
I think they'd say yes, though. I mean, dude, some of these like, dude, my Nana has solar panels on her house, dude. They literally reached out to her, asked her if we could do it. We'll put it here. We'll take care of everything. If anything ever goes wrong, just call us. We'll come fix it. We maintain everything.
And this was who?
My Nana, dude.
No, the company? What?
APS.
APS?
Yeah. They just reached out to her about it. And then they did it, took care of everything, put the solar panels on her house. She's got this crazy ass box on the side of her house. I don't know what the fuck it does. I think it's like a battery. And she actually makes so much energy because she doesn't use that much that she's powered. That goes back into the grid. So she's powering the grid.
Yeah, and they give you credit for it.
Yeah, so she's actually getting paid, like her
because
whole...
that's the thing with the energy. So you can put the solar panels on, and then you have two options when you do it. Excess energy that you're not using, you can go and store into a battery.
Yeah.
Okay. You put the battery on inside of your house, like the Tesla wall battery, or
Yeah.
you get a battery in a shed somewhere behind your house, whatnot. Or you can send it back to the grid. So the benefit is that if you have the battery, once the sun's out and you want to use electricity,
the battery.
You can go off your battery.
Yeah.
So you're never using the grid at all. You can be gridless.
Yeah.
And then if your battery runs out and you still need the electricity, then you can switch over to the grid. Or you can send excess energy back to the grid.
Yeah.
And then this way, the grid then gives you credit for it.
Yeah,
so
she didn't have the option for storing because
they
they're taking
wanted
care.
it.
Yeah, they're taking care of everything. So
Exactly.
It's just basically they're like, we're going to send the extra to the grid
Because that your house works. You know, electricity don't just flow one direction; it flows both ways.
Yeah.
So, like, you could send electricity back through your outlets here, and then your electric company would be like, "Well, you messing up the fucking grid. Stop sending electricity through. You can blow shit up."
Yeah, you ever hear about people like hacking the power, like even when they get the power cut off, that like if you have a phone line, they still have to power the phone line, like in case of emergency. So you could like hack that outlet and get electricity out of it because they have to send electricity to it. So I remember, and then like other people hacking like light poles and stuff like that. You could hack a light pole and like siphon electricity out of it too.
They'll notice eventually.
No, yeah, they definitely don't want you doing it, and if they find out, they'll shut it down. But I just think it's funny how they hack these kind of things.
You can pull energy from anywhere.
But yeah, no, they definitely gotta. I mean, we're definitely advancing. We're not San Francisco style, like with the transportation for sure. But I think eventually, if they can make it out to the West Valley, dude, that'd be awesome, man. I'll take that shit. I'll take it downtown to work. You know, like I want to fucking drive. Dude, I hate driving. It's annoying. It's fucking annoying being in traffic. Although I'll say, since the pandemic, traffic's definitely been a lot better. It was bad, man. It was real bad. But 2019...
I don't ever think it was that bad.
No, it was, dude. Where I was coming from, it was bad. Like grid, stop, go type of... Okay. It's going to take you...
But I mean, it's like
a while to get to work.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you mean. That
because of all of the pandemic shit and all the people working from home and all this and that or whatever.
A lot of people still working from home, or at least they got the taste of it, and now they're specifically looking for work from home work.
Yeah, or they changed their job to go to a job that work from home because there's nowhere near the amount of people on the road. It's not even close, dude. Like I'm like just like it doesn't even seem like a work day when I'm driving. It seems like a weekend, you know, like that's how traffic is sometimes. You know, for the most part. Some days it'll be a little heavy if there's an accident or some shit happens in the tunnel. But for the most part it's nice. But, you know, it's a grind. I'd rather just sit on a bus and watch some YouTube videos or something, you know, like, or sit on a trolley or train or subway, eating my Subway or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Be on a Subway, eating Subway.
Yeah. The ultimate, you know. Now, what do you think? What do you think is the best sandwich place, if you had to say?
If I had to go to a sandwich place, I like Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's. That's your number one? If you had a number one.
As far as like...
Not like a mom and pop, you know, like mom and pops.
Like one of these chain, like, sandwich places.
Yeah, like the big ones.
That make, like, subs and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the specialty.
Because what we got? We got Firehouse, Jimmy John's, Subway, Jersey Mike's. Is that it?
I think that's it. I think you named them all. Wait, no, there's Mr. Goodsant.
There's Ike's.
Ike's. There's, what else is there? There's Potbelly. There's, who else makes subs? There's some other places too.
I'm gonna still say Jimmy John's.
Still
I like Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's.
They don't make their. I don't think they heat up any of their sandwiches, but
no, nothing.
I don't
toasted.
mind that. I'm not always seeking like a hot sandwich. I can get Jimmy John's after spending a day out at the river or something, you know.
Jimmy John's it's a leaner sub. It's skinny, you know. It's got a good meat content, I'll say. I do like they do the shredded lettuce, right? The strips of lettuce. And then what they do is some peppers, right? They got a pepper relish.
Yeah,
or
they
something.
got a bunch of different, condiments and things you can throw in there.
I will raise you my favorite, which is Jersey Mike's. And now I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm cool with Jersey Mike's if I'm looking for. I think that's where I would go for something hot.
Yeah, they'll make a Philly cheesesteak for you, but that's not why I picked Jimmy John's, or that's not why I picked Jersey Mike's over Jimmy John's. I picked them because they slice the meat right there. It ain't packaged. It ain't already sliced.
Pretty sure Jimmy John's does that too.
I don't know, man.
And Firehouse does that.
No, when you order is when they cut it.
Oh, okay, so not like just cutting some meat.
No, it ain't already cut and made sitting there. That may be true for Jimmy John's. They might cut it all in the morning and then pack it into a container or in the fridge and keep it there when it's ready to go. But no. Jersey Mike's cuts it when you order it. So when you order it, they get the salami and they're like a real deli. It gives you that feeling of a mom and pop.
Got it.
Cutting the meat, or getting a sandwich from a deli.
Does it make the taste difference, or is it just the feeling?
It's a freshness. I think it's a freshness. You have meat that just sits in those packages, and then you have the meat that you get from the deli. You can taste the difference. The ones that you got from the deli. But I think just you don't want your meat sitting in juices and all that stuff.
Okay, I see your point.
Yeah, so I like it cut right there. I know it. That's where it came from. I know it. Because they can disguise some of that stuff. You don't know if they really slice a roast beef. And if they have to cut it when you order it, then it's good. It's coming from a good place. And I think it does make a difference in taste. And then it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger of a sub than Jimmy John's. It's a little bit wider. It's got a good profile. I don't. Do they have any? Oh, they have rosemary bread that I like at Jersey Mike's, and they have a relish too, like a pepper relish. It's actually pretty spicy. It gets pretty spicy, but yeah, I think I tried Jersey Mike's for the first time when they opened up here, and I was like, oh man, this is kind of expensive, because I was at the time used to Subway.
Yeah, they got like a pretty decent what is it, like coupon discount text alerts thing.
Yeah, they got point system and all that. You get double points on certain days and this and that. So they run some good. But once after the first time going, then I went the second time. Oh yeah, okay, I'm getting it now. I understand. And I knew a chick from Jersey too that was all about Jersey Mike's, and I don't know if there was like correlation there or whatever, but she was like, yeah, Jersey Mike's is my favorite. She kept bringing it up. I remember in class, and I was like, all right, bitch, I'm gonna go try it. And she was right. I can't go anywhere now. I mean, I'll if I have to, I'll get a Jimmy John's, but I can't. Subway's just falling off, dude. You just hear so many weird things about Subway.
I don't think Subway was ever really on.
Oh, $5 footlongs, dude. When they were doing that shit, man, I was all over that.
Years ago.
I know, I was all over that. $5 footlong. I was all about that, man. I was like, I'm gonna go get my footlong. I'm gonna get my Italian BMT. That was my shit right there, dude.
I feel like when I was working night shifts, I used to, or at least like the midday shifts, I was always going to Subway and getting stuff from them. But I think I tended to always get the same things over and over and over again. I tried stuff occasionally. I think like
what was your meal? What would you get?
A couple of big ones I think would be like I'd get tuna because you get a tuna sandwich.
Dude, did you hear about the tuna?
No.
I think they said like it contained no fish.
Oh shit! You gotta say that to me, man.
I want to say I read an article that there was no fish in the tuna. I don't know what it was, dude. To this day, I don't know. There was like, I want to say I read a story about that, dude.
That's so messed up.
I can't believe that was your.
It was one of them. I would get the tuna.
Did you ever do the meatball?
I get meatball.
Meatball was the shit, dude.
When I was younger, I would get the meatball all the time.
You know what?
Then as I got older, I was like, I never put anything else on the meatball, and for like the same price of a meatball, I get something with a bunch of veggies and things on it. So I think I switched over and I started getting a grilled chicken ranch with bacon on it.
Dude, I worked at Subway for like a month or two. I forgot what I was doing, or I was in between jobs or something, and I worked there. And dude, when I worked there, I was watching what people ordered. They're like, oh yeah, can I get this? Can I get that? Just so many people came in and ordered meatballs. And I was like, what the fuck? Why so many people ordering this goddamn meatball? I've never eaten the meatball. Like at the time, I had never eaten the meatball sub. I thought it was stupid. I was like, meatballs? Okay, whatever. It's a meatball, you know? Like, what's the big deal? Dude, people would order the shit out of it, dude.
I like the meatball.
Yeah, people would order the shit out of it. And then I was like, fine, I'm going to make myself a goddamn meatball. You know, I'm going to do the mozzarella cheese. You know, I'm going to do it right. I think Parmesan, they had some Parmesan sprinkle you put on. I think they even had some basil, oregano or something. And I did it all, put it on. Dude, I was like, whoa, this is good. I was like, oh, shit. That's why they're getting it. It is good. I don't know how they make the meatballs, or like, I want to say, when I worked there, everything was packaged already. You just like...
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. Now that I told you about the tuna, you're like,
yeah, man.
I believe everything.
I think they even have like egg that's like packaged for when they started doing breakfast stuff.
Oh yeah. That's right up their alley, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to say I just like I would go in the back and open a package and then just dump the meat out in the containers, and you know.
Because I know they bake the bread there, but is the dough like prepackaged?
The dough is already dough. It's already ready to go. You just
like the loaves are just.
The loaves are ready to go. You don't got to roll them. You don't got to do shit. You just put them. They got these like mats. You put the bread right in the circle or whatever it is. It tells you where to put it because it's going to expand. And you just line them all up and throw them in the oven. I'll say this though. The cookies were fucking delicious.
Oh, I love their cookies.
The cookies were legit. People would come in for the goddamn cookies too. Sometimes they would just get cookies.
Trays of cookies too.
Yeah, they would clean me out, dude. I'd be like, you motherfucker, you bought all the chocolate chip. Now I gotta go in the back and make more goddamn chocolate chip.
Don't you understand that you're making me work here at my job?
Yeah, no, I gotta line out the door. This motherfucker got all the cookies. I know these motherfuckers want cookies. They actually cooked pretty fast, and they were good when they were hot, dude. Imagine taking them out of the oven. Oh, they were the shit. I think anything freshly made kind of ruins you. I had a friend that worked at Krispy Kreme, and he used to, work there making the donuts and all that shit. And the donuts go on conveyor belts and shit. You know how you see them at Krispy Kreme, and they go through a whole. He would pluck them off of the fucking conveyor belt and eat them, dude, while they were warm, right after they were glazed, dude. Yeah.
Why not? That's the perfect time. When I worked at McDonald's, and like one of my favorite items was the filet of fish. But like, they make the fish, no one orders it all day, and so you have this little fish patty staying there forever. Yeah. So what I would do is before I take my break, I think it takes like 6 minutes to cook a filet of fish.
Yeah.
So I would drop a filet of fish and then wait the 6 minutes. As soon as it comes up, I'd take my break and I'd order it. And that fish that would come up, that's the one I put on my sandwich. And
Did you guys have to order? Did you guys actually have to go in the...
Yeah, you have to put it in and order it.
I didn't do any of that shit, dude. I worked there
because it needs all of the... It's inventory. When it comes down to it, it's not just like, oh, I want this food, I'm going to go make it. It's there. It's inventory. They need to know how many buns went out, how much tartar sauce has been used that day, and how many fishes are being sold.
Nope.
Yeah.
They throw that shit away at the end of the day anyways.
Exactly, but all the stuff that gets thrown away is counted as well, and it's counted as wasted. You know, like at the end of the night, you got to count every single fucking nugget. How many nuggets do we waste today?
I don't know, but this McDonald's I worked at when I was in high school, I worked at the McDonald's when I was like a junior, just for a summer job. And I did the whole interview. I got it. I got the job. They told me, on your breaks, you could just order your food. We'll give you a discount, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, cool. So then I was working, and it was time for my break. And I was like, well, I want some fucking food. I'm already here. And I walked around. I took off my apron or whatever the fuck I was wearing. And I walked around, when you walk from the back and you go through that, like, the door that takes you to, like, the general public. I walked around, and then, I'm working with this cashier lady all day, and then she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I was going to order some food. And she's like, just go in the back and make it. And I was like, okay. So, like, after that, I was like, all right, game on, dude. Like, this is how the rules are. We're just making shit.
So what things did you make that weren't on the menu?
What things did I not make?
I have a lot. I can go over too, but I want to see what you've done.
You do master chemist stuff, dude. You start mixing, like, we had parfaits and the ice cream machine and shit, and you start making concoctions and start mixing.
Yeah, but tell me what specific, like, give me like three or four of them that you
do the crispy chicken with the quarter pounder and cheese. You do filet fish with the chicken and burger. You start. So you
would just start like mixing things together that?
You're starting mixing all the proteins.
I think I went in different things for that. Like, we would do. So I took like vanilla milkshake, right?
Yeah.
And we had the smoothies come out recently at this time. So we take the vanilla milkshake, and I'd put the milkshake into the blender.
Yeah.
And then I'd throw an apple pie in it.
Yeah.
And then I blend that up, and I had myself an apple pie milkshake.
Yeah, you told me about that, and I was like, God damn, I didn't think of that, right?
Dude. Then we would
That's the one I didn't think of.
Like, we had heard about the secret menu at In-N-Out and found out some of them were fake. One of the fake ones was called roadkill fries. And so we were like, well, fuck it. We work at McDonald's and make it here. And so what roadkill fries was, you take French fries, right? And so we threw them in I think it was like a nugget box. We threw the French fries in a nugget box. We took some cheese on top of it, threw some mac sauce on that.
Okay.
And then we chopped up the 10-1 patties. So these are the patties that go into the regular cheeseburger or double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And we chopped that meat up, and we threw it on the French fries. So now you have this like type of carne asada fries, but made with a hamburger meat instead.
Okay.
And it's like animal style, but with meat on top of it. So we did that roadkill fries.
Yeah.
I did a big fish once. So this is before when they had filet of fish, that was it. That was the only fish product. Then they made the double filet of fish where they put two fillets together, right? And I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool if there was like the Big Mac with that sesame seed bun? And it was the filet of fish.
Oh, so you threw
instead
the extra
of the
bread?
patties. So I used the Big Mac buns with the 3 buns.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty much the same ingredients that went into a Big Mac, except tartar sauce instead of mac sauce, and the fish patties instead of
I feel like that's a lot of bread, though, man. Like,
it was. Yeah. And it didn't taste good at all because of the breading and all that stuff. It was a fail. You're not going to get all of them good. Yeah. Oh, and then one thing we did is I think we were the first people to create a Mac wrap.
Okay.
So we did this, and then they eventually had. I don't know if it ever got out of California.
Yeah,
okay.
They did a wrap. I remember.
But I remember when they brought it like months after we had done it, and they didn't do it the same way we did. So when they made the Big Mac wrap, I think is what they called it.
Yeah.
We just called it a Mac wrap, but their Big Mac wrap, they used half of a quarter patty, so the patty that was in a quarter pounder. Now, I didn't like the idea of this because the bigger the patties, the more dried out those meats were.
Yeah.
And so it didn't have like the same texture to me. But I digress. So what we did with it was we had that same idea. We took the tortillas that we were using for these tortillas were used burritos. For the breakfast burritos. Yeah. And we did it, when you made the breakfast burrito, you would take a sausage patty and you would cut that in half.
Yeah.
And you put that in your sausage burrito with the egg mix and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then so we did the same thing with the 10-1 patty, that patty that's in the regular cheeseburger. We cut that in half. And so it'd be these 2 halves of the patty on the tortilla with mac sauce and lettuce and onions and tomato, or not tomato, pickles, and we'd wrap it up
Yeah.
And that was our Mac wrap. And that one tasted way better than their concoction.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun times, man, just making shit and walking by, just grabbing a nugget on your way by.
See, I was a manager, so I would be like, quality test, and I'd grab a nugget and I'd eat it.
Yeah, I wasn't a manager, and I still quality tested.
I had a friend, right? I was like, you could write people up for doing bad things at McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey man, you forgot to clock out, or you were not following this, or you didn't do this right, or you said something to the customer. I have to write it up. And the idea of the write up is to hold you accountable for your actions. You know.
Yeah.
It goes like, managers review it later. They talk to you about it and whatnot. So. But in the system, which I never knew until I was a manager, is that you don't have to write people up for bad things. You can write them up for doing their job, which no one ever gets written up for doing their job.
Yeah.
So it's a good write-up. And I was like, I'm going to make it a mission to do good write-ups to people.
Yeah.
So I was, and I was in high school at the time. I was a senior. And so a lot of the people working there were around my age anyway. And I always thought it was funny. Like, I'd be like, here, I have a write-up for you. And then they'd be like, what? What did I do? I was like, read it. And they'd be like, oh, okay, I'll sign this one. And they see it was a good write-up. Like, oh, you stocked really well. Keep it up. So there was one person, he always came in immediately, would be stocking. Like, he closed every night, but he took his shit seriously. He would stock the fridges up. They'd be in specific. He wouldn't just throw jugs of little Happy Meal milk and apple slices in the fridge. He would have them lined up properly where they needed to go, and the labels always faced forward. Ain't nobody gonna look in this fridge but us. But he always made sure everything looked presentable. Like, if you go to the grocery store and you see all the boxes, all the front of the boxes facing. Yeah. So I wrote him up for it, and at the time he got sent to the drive-thru. So he was in the back of the drive-thru. I was waiting for him. I say, hey, when you get a moment, come see me. I need to talk to you. And so he comes back to the office, and I'm like, I'm gonna write you up, man, and you just sign this. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man, I'll sign it. And he goes to sign it. I'm like, are you gonna read it? And he's like, no, I understood what I did. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it again. I'm sorry. He continues to sign it without reading it. I'm like, just read it. And that's all I'm focused on, is getting this guy to read it. And he's like, oh, all right. So he reads it. He's like, oh. He laughs it off. He's like, okay. And I'm like, fucking crazy guy. So he walks back to the drive-thru.
Wait, hold on. That just makes me think there was something he did.
Right. So this is what happened. He walks back to the drive-thru. I'm sitting there and I'm like, God, what did he think that he was in trouble for? Yeah. And so, we had a good laugh. He's my friend. And so I walk back there and I'm like, hey, man, I wanted to know what you thought. And as I say this, he turns around from the drive-thru, ice cream cone in his head, in his mouth, like, oh. Yeah. And it's like, oh. And I was like, we're just sharing this moment of like eyes where he's been caught. And I'm like, this is what you were thinking you were doing. Yeah. And so I tell him, like, all right, you're either going to finish that or throw it away. I'm going to turn around. And then when I turn around again, it's not going to be there. And so all I hear is, he just shoved it down his mouth. I turn around. I'm like, we're going to pretend none of this happened. And I just walk away from him.
Dang, you're a strict manager, man.
Dude, I was always, whenever I did something in my life like that, I took pride in it. When shit needs to get done a certain way, I do it that certain way. Yeah, man. I've always been like that.
I'm a boundary pusher, man. I push the boundaries. You're too straight-laced, man. Even back then, man, you guys were kids, man.
Hell yeah, man. I was always responsible.
I know, man. You were like, nobody's even watching you, and you're like, I can't do it, man. You just had that conscience of, like, I got to do the right thing.
My thing was, like, I always, and everything I ever did, and a lot of it, I stemmed in, like, high school theater and junior high theater and stuff, and kids would be in these programs, and they'd be like, oh, this is fun, this after-school activity, this shit, and I'd be like, this is serious work. This is serious work. We gotta get things done. We gotta get this on schedule. We don't play
games here.
We're gonna be in stage in front of everybody. Everybody. You want to fuck up? Do you?
Get your shit together.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's
you're a tree, but I want you to fucking fill that tree. Yeah, dude.
What kind of tree are you? What? What kind of tree are you? Are you an oak? Are you apple?
Cedar. Tell me, mesquite. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I always took shit seriously, and that's probably why I was manager so quickly on.
Yeah.
I spent,
this guy's got potential.
I worked there 6 months before I turned 18.
Shit.
The moment... Oh, man.
My bad.
That's
Party foul.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The moment I turned 18, though...
It's mostly on me.
We gotta get you a napkin.
Yeah.
They made me a manager, but, let me get you a napkin.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to move. It's mostly on me. I think a little bit on your... Yeah, dude, that shit just slipped out of my hand. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you're a little too straight-laced for me, man. I was fucking pushing boundaries and shit. I was trying to figure out how I can get more nuggets in my mouth.
It's like that, what was that? It's a Key and Peele, I think, skit. Where he's like, man, I know how we're going to rob this bank. What's your plan, man? What's your plan? Well, first we can get on the inside, so we're going to apply for jobs. We're going to work. All right, we get on the inside, and then it becomes an inside job. So when do we get in the safe? It's like, no, you don't understand, man. We stay there for a while. Okay. I like the devotion, Yeah. You get the trust, gain the trust. We're great employees. Yeah, we work hard. Yeah, okay. Then when do we get in the safe? He's like, that's the beauty of the plan, man. They gonna pay us every week. He's like,
just like a job.
Like a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like a job.
Just sat down.
Yeah, it's like you. It's like, how am I gonna get these nuggets? Yeah. I know. I'll apply to work there.
Yeah, that would have been your plan. You were like, so you're getting paid now. Now you come around the front. Remember that money I gave you? Now you got money for nuggets.
There you go.
That would have been you.
Yeah, your impressionable mind is like, sign me up.
I would have been
Where's
like,
Ronald? I'll do the interview right now.
I'd be like, but the nuggets are right here. I could just pull the tray. And...
No. But we'll give you a 50% discount.
Yeah, but I could get 100%
no.
discount.
I'll write you up now. Using nugget policy.
Thinking about taking nuggets. Yeah, I would have been a bad employee. You would have had to fire me. You would have caught me. You would have caught me with a mouthful of nuggets, dude. You're like, finish those nuggets. And I don't want to see it again.
You just like at the drive-thru, you're like, oh my god, like,
yeah.
Take your order.
Oh, dude, I was a drive-through master, man. I used to get those cars in and out, dude. I would take money at the same time. It's like these kids, dude, some of these, they get confused and shit. Hey. Oh, hold on 1 second. And they're like touching the button to talk, and like they can't take my money while they're talking, and like some of them freak out, man. I was like, money, boom, here, receipt, boom, taking order, boom. I was feeling out everything, dude. I was pushing buttons.
I learned a lot in talking to people and stuff like that. Like when you want them in the drive-thru, you always gotta. You didn't ask them what drink you want, because then people would say like, "What drinks do you have?" You would suggest to them, and so you'd always suggest the popular items. So you'd be like, Coca-Cola. "Do you want a Coke with that?"
Yeah.
And they'd be like, yeah, I want a Coke with that." And they'd be like, "Actually, I want a Sprite. That's what I want." And so now they're not thinking about the question; they're thinking about what they actually wanted. It's like, instead of what kind of sauce do you want, you'd be like, do you want barbecue?
Did you ever have any crazy people in the drive-thru?
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I got spit on once.
You got spit on?
I got spit on.
Never got spit on.
Mm-hmm. It was one of these
did a
nugget
girl ever
promotions.
pull her shirt up?
No.
Oh, I had that.
No.
I had these rowdy girls. They're like, "Whoa!
What did she work right next to like a college? Something?
No, this is just a regular town, man. It's late at night. They're like, "Oh my god, And they
Look
gave
at my titties.
Yeah, I was like, those are titties.
Hell yeah.
No, dude,
You want a nugget?
You know what? I have that like deep voice. You know, like I always had it. Like maybe not as pronounced as it is now, but like I don't know, man. I think girls react to it, dude. Like I think they like the deep voice. You know,
It's a shirt popper.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. They just like they're like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "Do you guys want something?" Like they're like talking to me through the speaker, and I'm like, "Just come around," you know? Like, what do you guys want? Yeah.
Hey, did you guys have the like call centers?
What?
Oh, you didn't then.
I don't know what you're talking
So
about.
we had so there was this thing that we could do. So instead of us taking the orders, we turn on the thing every time someone hit the drive-through. The drive-through would route them to like a call center, and you'd have someone
take their order from
taking
the call
their
center?
order from a call center.
That's
a lot
weird.
of these call centers were like in Hawaii.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they were in Hawaii, and so like they would
Hey,
always say
brother.
aloha.
Aloha.
Yeah.
Can I take your order?
Exactly. So you
Yeah.
would have these people who would take the order, the call center people, and they anytime they touched on their screens, you would see the buttons clicking on your screen.
It was like a remote access
It was
kind
a
of thing.
remote access type thing, and they would take the orders for you. The idea is that, like, you know,
To be more efficient or
to
something.
be more efficient.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, drive-throughs still do the pre-recording where you like. You ever notice like you go through a drive-through and as soon as you go in, someone's immediately says, "Welcome to such and such. Would you like to try our new blank and blank today?" And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, you're like, "No, thank you," and then someone else comes on and it's a totally different voice. Yeah, so they do that for the time, you know. So like at McDonald's, you know, you have to have customers in under 3 minutes. That was the goal.
Dude, why haven't they done like touchscreens? You know, that makes me think.
To
like,
order at the drive-thru?
Yeah, why not? Sometimes I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Hello?
Because you give people those options, it takes too long.
I think you could make it simplified though, like a number 1, number 2, number 3, like like the simple stuff you can click on.
That would be great if it was, but like, you know, they do the touchscreens inside, but I mean, like, you sitting at that touchscreen menu looking at all the things forever.
But just make it simplified. Like you only got like 6 options. If you're ordering meals, boom, 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 you can click on that, and then somebody could just jump on and
I see way too many issues, like people doing that. Like you get to the end of the window, you verify their order. They're like, "The screen didn't work.
No.
It's broken. Somebody punched it."
You wouldn't wait till they got to your window. You would be like, "Oh, I see you picked the number 1. Is everything good? Did you need anything else with that?" "Oh yeah, I want no pickles," and then you just put no pickles. "Okay, is that good?" "Yeah, that's good." You know, like it could be more efficient.
No, I think it would ruin efficiency. I think it's better to have the closed-ended questions and, you know, walking people through it. I see your point of them not answering right away, but that's why they had those like recordings, the greeters. So you would have a greeter going through, and this way.
Yeah, but the greeter's not taking your order.
No, but that greeting machine gives you the moment to like realize there's an order going on.
Or you instead
Like you
of
didn't have like in your McDonald's, you taking orders. You're in the drive-thru. You go over there, like making Happy Meals at the same time. You're listing the order. You're not putting it on the screen, but then you walk over there and you do it before they show up.
No, or even better, instead of touchscreens, because like you said, some people could punch that and break it and try to steal it. Just have people log into the app. The app already knows when you're there and shit.
Well, that's what they already do. Like you like Taco Bell, I know does that. That's the only app I've ever used. But like you can order your Taco Bell and say you're gonna pick it up through the drive-thru.
Not even that, but I'm just saying while you're at the window, you can just be like boom, boom, boom. If you're just waiting there, they're like, they could give you like that automated message like, "Hello, welcome to McDonald's. The agent will be with you shortly. If you want to pick some of your choices, you can on the app." And then you could just like ding, 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 and you could pick some of your choices, and then they would just verify, is everything on the screen correct? This is what I have for you.
At that point, like, why even have people taking money and doing all that stuff? You just automate that entire process by having like a Google Assistant taking your orders.
Well, I mean, that's also a possibility, but
And then you'd be like, we're card only, no cash, and
how
then they
good
go
is
up and then
Google
just boom.
Assistant at taking orders? You know, like we couldn't even get this bitch to tell me how many 12-ounce apples.
Well, it did when I asked it. Maybe you just don't know how to ask it right.
They should figure it out. See, that's what I'm saying. Why do you have to be so
Well, that's
specific?
my point. Is like I don't think. I
So
don't
if
know.
somebody's like, "Hey, can I get a cheeseburger?"
Here's my
and then
thing:
they're like,
is if
"What?"
you're taking all that
Sir,
time
can you
at this
repeat
touch
your order?
screen,
They would be like, "Sir, can you repeat?" They wouldn't understand certain combination of words. Like when I said what I said to Google, it freaked out. It didn't know what to do.
that's like a one-off of. Well, I mean, I see your point in talking to a Google Assistant.
That'll just
or
take
something.
longer.
Yes, but what I'm saying too is that I don't see it being efficient to have a touch screen. I say maybe if you
it would
do
be
the
more,
app.
it would be better in the app. That
and-
would be the better
but
option.
not while you're in the drive-through lane already.
Yeah, because if you got a long list of cars and you already got people filling out their
I would
orders,
say if you know you're going to be heading there, do the app and do it.
yeah, don't.
Like if it's
Hey, let's not use phones while we're driving. Come on.
otherwise, it makes sense just
No,
to
if you're waiting there because you don't. If the last guy wants some, fillet of fish, and he's already putting that shit in, and it's just simple order, he doesn't need anything verified, then you could drop that shit in the fryer. Like have it ready. Like it would be more efficient because you got that long line. The guy second, third, fourth, and fifth hasn't talked to anybody. They could have already put their order in. And you could only do it if you're sitting in the location in the drive-through. It'd be like one of those things. Because mobile orders, that's a whole separate thing. They got their whole situation. What's kind of fucked up right now though is Chipotle. Have you been to Chipotle lately, dude?
I think I went on Thursday.
Have you ordered
Wait,
inside?
was that
though?
yesterday? Yesterday, I guess.
Did you order inside?
Yeah.
And how was it?
Normal Chipotle
Not the
experience.
Chipotle by my house, dude. If you want to get your order, you got to do it on the mobile app.
Oh.
Because the line is ridiculous.
There wasn't a long line. Here's the funny thing.
Oh, okay, so yours is not that busy.
Well, there's a lot of people in there, but maybe I got there right after the rush of it all.
No,
or maybe
because-
they're just on top of their shit.
No, what's happening is they've gotten so many online orders that they have to do a lot of those orders first before they can even take the person in line's order. Because they're getting so backed up from all of the automated orders that those people that are working right there on the line, they're just doing online orders. They can't even get to the people that are in line. So like I know it's a problem because I walk in to grab my shit that's already on the shelf. Dude, there's people just standing there, and dude, the person that's in the front's not even talking to the person making the orders because they're making so many online orders because they're
That
so
sounds
busy.
like bad staffing and bad management system of it. Like,
No,
I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do it.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with staffing.
Because
I
I have been in restaurants like that where they have like, I don't know, might have been a Chipotle, but there was a separate station just for online stuff.
Yeah, they don't have a separate station, so they're having to use the same station that they normally make all the orders for the in-store customers. So they need a whole separate kitchen, a whole separate area just for online, and they don't have that. So it's not really, they don't have enough people because there's like fucking 7 people up there making online orders, but they just got too many orders. Like, it's such a busy Chipotle that it's just, they're overwhelmed. They literally can't do all the online orders. I know when I put my online order in, you know how it gives you that time? I know it's not going to be ready at that time. I already just know it's going to be 10, 15, 20 minutes longer than what it says.
That sounds like an issue for your Chipotle, man.
No, there's just so many people that want
I can't
Chipotle.
believe that's like everywhere, though.
No, I didn't say it was everywhere. I'm just saying.
No, I mean like I didn't see that type of issue at my Chipotle at all.
Yeah, the 2 Chipotles next to me,
Like,
same
there were
thing.
people in front of me, there were people behind me ordering and stuff, but
It's popular in my area, dude. People love that shit.
and there was already a bunch of people inside too.
No, they're getting so many online orders because people know they got to put it online. You can't walk up and try to order something at these Chipotles, dude. There's way too many orders for them to fill.
Didn't we do that too at when we went to go to Chipotle that one time too? We walked up.
No, we put it online.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, because I didn't go inside. You just went inside and grabbed them, remember?
No, I texted you what you wanted,
Yeah.
and I walked in and ordered it.
Oh, okay. So I got there. You already coming out.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you just don't have a busy Chipotle like we do. Ours is way too busy, man. They can't handle all those online orders. It's taking over the whole business, the online orders. It's literally just trying to serve the people getting online orders. And they can't even handle the people inside. So there's always a big ass line. It's literally like wrapping all the way to like the fountain drinks and shit.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like whoosh, going. You can't even walk through the door. There's people standing in front of the door. Like I'm like pushing the door. I'm like, get out of the fucking way so I can get my shit.
It sounds like they need to build a second Chipotle next to that
Or
one.
they just need to like build a whole new station for online orders.
Maybe they just need to move to a bigger area, like a bigger building.
They need like a Walmart-sized Chipotle.
Yeah, like your Chipotle is just
The demand,
needs,
man.
It needs some type
The
of
demand is strong
rethought.
in our area, dude.
Yeah.
Those fucking people love it. It's good. I get down on some Chipotle, but
I could do it like once in a while because it's like you eat too much Chipotle, your bowels don't feel good.
yeah, no, I'm not a regular, but when I go, the shit's wild.
There is like,
It's like, can they ever? I don't think they could ever make a system good enough.
we just talked about it. You have a separate area for the online orders. If that's what's causing the issue for people walking inside, either that or your Chipotle shouldn't even offer the walk-in option at all.
It
Like it
probably
should
will
just
go away.
be like pickup, and there shouldn't even be seating. It'd just be like all automated pickup stuff.
yeah, just get some robots.
Like you
in
just
there.
have one
No, I'm
person
just
in there
talking
whose
like-
job it is to like find your order.
I'm just
It's
talking like when you
name,
go to like
which order.
Chick-fil-A.
There
You
you
know,
go.
Chick-fil-A is always busy. They've tried 2 lanes, still busy. It still wraps around the fucking building, like the lane. You know, like they do mobile orders. It's
In-N-Out's
still-
like that too.
Yeah, like In-N-Out, they're the most efficient motherfuckers ever, and the line
We
is
stayed
still
at this hotel that
fucking
was right next
crazy.
to it, In-N-Out, and we realized like the In-N-Out had its line wrapping around itself, and then it goes out into the street.
Yeah.
And then we thought all these people were trying to like, you know, maybe they're at the stop sign at the end of the street, like it's all backed up.
Yeah.
But no, they're all in line for In-N-Out.
Yep.
That's everything that was.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
Crystal had never seen it like that busy. She's like, why is In-N-Out that busy? I'm like, welcome to California, where In-N-Out is king and people will wait in line wrapped around an entire city block just to have In-N-Out.
I'll say they are fast, even though it's a long line.
Yeah.
They get through that shit. So
I think Chick-fil-A as well. Like,
Yeah.
and I think one of the reasons is because their menu is not so overwhelming.
Did you ever hear
the
about?
menus are simple.
Did you ever hear about that? Like you were talking about fake off menu things at
Oh, the
In-N-Out.
secret menu.
Yeah. Did you ever hear that they had a chicken sandwich?
On a secret menu?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, it was a whole stupid video about.
No.
Like, did you know that you can get a chicken sandwich from
not
In-N-Out?
That's not even a fucking thing.
I was like, no, it's not. That's so stupid. And then they try to like, look, see, I ordered it. And then they like open up their In-N-Out and there's like a chicken patty in there. And I'm like, that's fucking lying, dude.
So fake.
Yeah, I'm like, what'd you do? Go to
In-N-Out's
Chick-fil-A?
been plagued like that before. I remember going in and out once, and there were signs, like it was spread on the internet that if you went to In-N-Out on this day, that the sandwiches were going to be the price they were when they opened the first In-N-Out. So we're talking like 10-cent burgers and shit. And so people were all online thinking that. And so
yeah.
they had to post signs up. And then after that time, it was like an annual thing. So they had to put signs up like months in advance, letting them know the day and that they would not be selling burgers for like 10, 15 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a stupid internet thing. Like, people believe too, because it starts spreading and it's on Facebook and then they share it and it's like the shit gets spread so fast, you know, after, you know, all you need is a couple stupid people to start believing in and then it just goes on and on. But yeah, I've heard about those ones where they start saying shit. Did you you hear about the Mexican pizza from Taco Bell?
What
came
about
back.
it? It gets back?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it came back, right? It was back for like 2 weeks.
I didn't even know that they got rid of it.
Oh yeah, it was gone.
How long was it gone
Yeah,
for?
there was a whole campaign to try to get it back.
Weird.
Yeah, people were like...
I don't think I've ever ordered it.
Yeah, me either. But apparently people like it. My wife liked it. She was into it.
I've only really done burritos from Taco Bell. Even when they, like, I get a box and it comes with something and they give you, like, that little crunchy taco on the side, I always ask them to make a soft taco, and then I roll that into a burrito.
Yeah, the soft taco was good. But anyways, they brought it back, right? They brought it back for a couple weeks, and then they canceled it again. They said that demand was too high and that they ran out of supplies to send to the stores.
So it's just like, we're never doing this now?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to come back. They're just saying it's gone. Like, they didn't, there wasn't any other information about if they were going to keep doing it.
You know what item I haven't had in a while? Is a McRib.
You like the McRib?
Hell yeah.
I don't think I've ever eaten the McRib.
There's something good about that simple patty.
The simple not rib patty?
Yeah, it's just some pork patty. It's pork, but it's good.
I know, but they put it in the shape of a rib, and it's
it's not. And I know it's not. Like, I know it looks like it's got a bone in it. It does not have a bone in it. It's fake as fuck.
Excuse me.
But, like, it's good. And the sauce that they use is a special McRib barbecue sauce.
Did you guys make it? Did you make it at your store? When you guys
don't make the sauce, but...
No, I'm saying you guys had.
We sold
season?
it when it was in season.
I think when I was working there, I don't think it was in season ever because
That's what
it was
I
just a
loved
summer.
about
So
it was good. Everything about it was good. The special little rollaton.
That came in specialty. That's because that's not a regular
all
item.
Those special items.
Yeah. You're like, ooh, this is the McRib packaging.
Oh, I was like, you knew when the McRib was coming.
Ooh, this is the McRib
and they
paper.
had it was like so ready for McRib.
This is the paper we have to use for the McRib. Because that
special,
comes in too, right?
Mm-hmm,
Separately.
Special boxes and all that stuff.
Ooh, look at the McRib box. You get all excited.
Yep. And all the what is it, like the adverts and stuff, you had the signage and whatnot.
Yeah,
get ready for McRib.
Oh, did you put stickers on the window? Like you would put those up?
Yeah, we'd have to put stickers on the window and stuff.
Yeah, the stupid McRib stickers or whatever. It's back.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's back.
Yeah. I don't know.
McRibs
Maybe when it comes back, I'll try it.
What
finally.
other seasonal things they did? Holiday pies. You ever had the holiday pie?
They got like a strawberry pie now.
Strawberry cream.
Yeah, they got rid of apple, huh? And they're just doing strawberry.
No? They got rid of apple pie? I don't believe it.
I don't know. I didn't see it on the list. I just saw strawberry pie when I ordered.
I remember strawberry cream was like a limited edition item, and we wouldn't have always had it. And then eventually they made it a permanent stay for a while.
How did we get back to McDonald's, dude?
Because I talked about a McRib.
I know. You brought it back, dude.
You had me thinking about items that don't
that's
always in season.
That's the only thing you can think of is McDonald's food?
The McRib, yeah, man. I mean, most of America only ever thinks about McDonald's food.
I think they heard enough of McDonald's.
You can go to certain parts of the country and you're not going to get the same things.
We should make some ribs, dude. How about we make some ribs in your infrared fryer thing
it's
got,
not
dude?
the same as a McRib.
No, fuck the McRib. Let's make some real ribs. Oh, what about making?
I have the rib.
How about making your own rib, your own McRib, dude? Why don't you do that?
I've seen videos on how to do that shit.
Yeah, I
too.
like when they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they're like, "Hey, this is like a food that you get fast food."
There was this really fun channel I used to watch. It did that all the time.
They got a TV show. They got these chefs that make food.
No, but less formal than that. It was called Healthy Junk Food. That was it.
Oh, and they show you how to make like
They started off as being like how to make your favorite fast food items at home, but healthier.
Yeah.
And then they would always show the comparison of the calories and stuff. And then they went from like, let's recreate their secret stuff. So like they recreated like Mac sauce, or they recreated Chick-fil-A sauce, and
Thousand Island sauce,
whatever it might be. And then it was like, well, we're gonna
I can't disclose what
we're
is.
gonna make this thing, but we're gonna make it giant. Now we're looking at like nuggets that are like, the size of like, they're like 12 by 12. They're like a foot tall, and then they're making like giant Big Macs and all that
I don't know
stuff.
about that. That's getting a little too much.
No, they went definitely a little crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do now. There was a segment that they did where they would travel to different countries and order one of everything off the menu, because like you go to McDonald's in Japan and they sell different things than you would get here, and so on and so on. Like they went to the McDonald's like Germany and they get a McBeer.
Yeah, they got a McDonald's in Italy and they got pasta and shit.
There's a McDonald's here in the U.S. that is like the biggest McDonald's, like
Wait,
3
how did we
stories
get
long.
back to McDonald's? Stop bringing us back to McDonald's.
It's engraved in my
All right,
brain.
we're done, man. No more McDonald's, man. We gotta end this, all right? How much time we got, man?
We're at like an hour 24.
No matter what conversation we have, it will go back to McDonald's.
That's not true, man. I mean, we can talk about other stuff.
No, we can't. It's gonna end in McDonald's.
What about that Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce?
See, there we go, man. All right, we're calling this McDonald's episode, man.
Is it the McDonald's
yeah, man,
episode?
This is the McRib episode, dude. You did this, man.
It's tender and juicy.
All right, man. All right, let's end this shit.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.